now, like, since you are here, like, let us hear about what Raelian is, like, from your perspective.
So first of all, what is Raelian? You're asking. Or
Yeah, what is Raelian, right? And what is it to be like? What is it to be Raelian? Like,
First
how
of all,
has
what
life
is Raelian?
changed?
Like, there is a movement,
Right.
a global movement called the Raelian movement. Raelian because the leader called Rael. And he is actually a French guy, and he lives in Japan, in Okinawa, and he leads this global movement which carries a message, a great message for humanity. So that message was delivered to Rael by extraterrestrials, which are called in Hebrew Elohim. And Elohim are mistaken to be what everybody calls and refers to God or gods. Now, Elohim, it's a plural word, means like
More than one God?
more than one, but there is no God. Those are actually people who came from another planet, found this planet Earth, and created intelligently all lives, including man, in laboratories on Earth. And so they gave us, the people that they just created, tools and insights of how to live our lives on this earth, and after that they left. And they didn't come back because they love us so much that they want us to solve everything for ourselves.
Yeah.
This is how much they respect us. They don't want to interfere. But on 1945, the atomic bomb was thrown over Hiroshima by the US, and we started to play with atom. And this is very, very dangerous, not just for the people who live here and all the for the other creatures, but the whole universe itself. Because us people are a little bit, and this is something that Elohim said, we are a little bit more intelligent than them. Even though they came here 25,000 years ago already, and they made us here, still they already knew that their creation, us, at some point of time, we're going to be a little bit more intelligent than them, and also a little bit more dangerous. Because if you're not going to go non-violent, like if you're going to fight against each other, and cause wars, so at one point of time, we're going to destroy everything. And we're going to destroy ourselves, and we're probably going to destroy everybody else with us, risking every life in the universe, because we are not the only one who lives in this universe. There's so many others. And they couldn't take that risk. So on 1945, ever since, they came back, and now they are watching us. And they are taking care of us, and even though we don't see them, they're still taking care of us, and they are watching us and making sure that we are not going to use this, we're not going to play too much with this, with this atomic technology, and so we will not risk them, and we will not risk ourselves. So they're trying to do the best of what they can, that we will not eventually destroy everything, because they worked really hard just for us to get to this point, and it would be really a shame if we're going to destroy everything.
So,
right
like,
now.
they used Claude Belzon?
Yeah, so Rael, actual name is Claude
Claude yeah.
Vernion. And
So why
they gave him this name.
Oh, they gave him this name. Okay.
Yeah, and they asked him to carry this message and to spread this message all over. And this is exactly what the movement is trying to do. And right now, I'm like a messenger who carries this message for this movement by myself. Nobody asked me to do it. And right now, actually, in Nepal, I would be the only Raelian here. Like, there's supposed to be one more Raelian here in Nepal, but he's actually right now in Japan. So he told me, he knew I was coming. He said, right now you're the only one here.
Is he Nepali or like?
Yeah, he's Nepali.
Like from our Nepali?
Yeah, he's local Nepali.
Okay. So, anyway, like, it's a... So, like, now, like, since you are born from in a Jewish family, right?
Right.
Do you consider yourself Jewish, or like, do you have pretty much, like, let's say, let's not be personal. Like, if somebody, like that guy, Nepali guy, right? He probably was born in a Hindu family, right? Most Nepalis are Hindus, right? Like, if he is Raelian, then he's no longer Hindu? or like he's a Hindu as well as Raelian? Do they allow people like, or is it he can partake in like Hindu festivals and all those things?
He can do whatever he likes.
But
You know.
so
Raelian movement is not going to tell you to do anything.
it's not necessarily a religion then, right?
Raelian, it's not a religion at all. It's an atheistic, if any, you know. I'm an atheistic person, right?
Atheist.
Like atheist, yeah. Like I'm Jewish by the religion, but I'm also a Raelian. I'm also atheistic, and actually,
Is it a group? It's kind of a group, right? Then
Raelians.
Yeah. So like it's an unofficial group sort of thing. Like you get
Something
together.
like that. Like in Israel, we have this group. We have maybe a couple of dozens of people, and all over the world, like in each country, there are some. Maybe not in all of the countries. Maybe in some Arabic countries, there are none. But there are actually a lot of us. Like at least 100,000 people are Raelian right now. Something.
It's
like that.
it's 70,000 like on the internet, but like probably
Right.
okay.
A bit more.
So like in Israel, like around where you live, like how many do you think in Israel? Like your idea, like any ideas
How many?
in Israel, Raelians?
I just said maybe a couple of dozens, maybe
Only?
100, maybe something like that.
So they're in
you know.
hundreds, like
Yeah.
not in thousands, right?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So
But actually, you know what? Raelian, you don't need the definition. Like a lot of people are Raelians, they just don't know it yet, you know. And
So-
it's okay if they still. It's okay not
So,
to know.
yeah, you know,
can
like,
still live your life the same way you just live them because you're Raelian from the inside.
like when you were saying about the thing, like how aliens came and like made us in the laboratory, right? Like I was thinking, like, you know, in Nepali also, like, you know, how our goddesses, like our god, like they make like they make us out of mud. There are stories sort of thing, like, you know, how they create us out of mud and then blow the air and just like we
In some way, that's actually the truth.
Our
like
gods
the Elohim, what you
Yeah.
call gods, those people, they took a material.
Yeah.
So that material could be sand. Doesn't matter because it's all about the chemistry.
Right.
Right. You just have to play with the atoms.
Right.
To change something. Like chicken and a tomato and even I don't know, and even some sand. They're all made from the same particles, but just aligned a bit different. You know?
Right.
So you can make everything from the same material. You just have to play a little bit, you know, with the atoms and everything, and the small particles in order to create some new stuff.
Right.
So actually, it's this, and you know, it's the same story. Even for us, it mentioned that the God, right? He took some sand and blew over it some wind, and then all of a sudden, a man was created. Now, of course, something like that cannot happen.
So like in a way, like I was saying, like,
But if you do it in a laboratory, if you do it in a laboratory, yeah, and you take some material and with some technology and with the knowing of DNA structure and some genetic engineering, then you can make everything, even from just a little bit, you know, a small particle of sand per se.
But the thing earlier, I found, like at that point, up to that point, like I was just kind of like trying to say like how our religion also, like in Hinduism also, like creating out of mud is also parallel, like, you know, like maybe creating, like they created that in a, it can be anywhere, right? Like it may be in a laboratory or in a kitchen, I don't know where, but like the concept is like kind of similar, like, you know, how
concept is similar.
Like that's what I was trying to point out too.
Concept is similar.
Like
for all religions, by the way.
For all religions,
and Elohim knows it because everything started from their religion.
But the thing,
basically Buddhism, right?
But which is basically Buddhism.
Yeah.